All right, hi. My name is Anant Agarwal, and I am the founder of Netscale. And this is sort of a concept design of what Netscale might look like, and yeah, what you might be able to do on it. So, hope you find it fun, and hope it's not too confusing. So let's go through it. So you first would enter the Netscale website, and then you would sign in through your Google account, and then you could register by putting in your first name, last name. You've already put in your email, and so it's imported all your email contacts, and then put in what company you work at and like industry of interest to you, such as like tech or finance. And then essentially what Netscale does is it looks at the emails that you sent and received, and it checks to see if a certain email company domain name exists in those domains or the domains of your friends. So if you want to know if you know anyone in a certain place, just type in the domain of that company, and it'll tell you who you know there. This is sort of a safety precaution. So in case there's any like contacts that you don't want to share, or anyone that you don't want to know that you've like emailed them or that they're in your email, you can just remove them right now. So you would remove all the domains, and you click done. And so essentially, immediately what you pop up, right, as soon as you just put in your email and your industry is like what companies generally show up the most, and also, and more importantly, which companies show up that are in the industry that you're like interested in. So like if I'm interested in finance, without ever having to search a single term, by just putting in my email, friending people, and then like typing in finance over here and clicking finance, I get the top 5 companies that, or top however many companies, um, like top companies in finance. So I think that's one of the coolest things in Netscale. That without searching anything, you can find the companies that are perfect for you and see the connections that you have there. Cool. So now you see the Find My Network. Maybe if you're not super satisfied with how your network looks, you want to add more people, you click to build your network. And essentially, what will happen now is you can sort of see if you want to invite people to download Netscale, so that you can add them and add their connections to you. You can do that here, and then manually invite people, or just invite all of them to download Netscale. You can also just for users that are already on Netscale, you can search them through here and then add them, and then their email contacts will automatically be shared with you. And you can also search groups, and if you join a group, then you get basically you become friends with everyone in that group. So these are some awesome ways to really like build your Netscale network. And so it's faster than any other competitor out there. Just by joining a group and putting in your email, you can get a lot more than most other platforms. Cool. So from here, what you can do is you can search the name of any company, such as Google. And then what it'll do is first it'll look at or let's say you search CMU. So basically what it'll do is it'll look at your email and see, is there anyone with a cmu.edu email address? And here it found 2 people, David Cosby and A.B. Feldman. And so it tells you like, okay, like here are the people at CMU, which is interesting. And then it tells you your friends at Google. So basically, like if any of your friends say that they work at Google, it'll put them up here. And then friends who have friends at Google, which is the most interesting thing, what it will do is it'll go into the email accounts of your friends, or go into their accounts, and it'll see if there is like an @google.com domain or @cmu domain name that comes out over there. Sorry, the names are all messed up. It's just lack of sleep in building it. So, um, you know, now you can see all your friends that have friends at Google, and you can contact and be like, hey, can you introduce me? But even that, Netscale takes care for you. So you don't actually have to like go through the awkward conversation or like hope that the person remembers they know Google. You can do this thing that's called ask for intro. And on the other side, the person will get an intro request from you saying like, oh look, user one requested an intro on Google. And then because Netscale knows like who it found at Google that like made the result show up in the first place, it can tell you like, oh, like these are the results that Netscale found. That's what recommended they talk to you. And it can be like, yeah, I really want to help him, or no, maybe it's not really the right fit. And then based on that, you can sort of just like accept or deny an intro request. And then what's cool is that there's also this platform here where you can see, okay, like what are the requests that you've been sent, and what are the requests that have been sent to you, and then you can like expand upon them, accept them in order to like make connections and like get in contact with people, or like you can see like which ones of yours have been accepted or denied. So that's some cool stuff. Actually, in the future, we'll probably add something where it tells you what search term you tried to accept for that person. So that's a work in progress. Cool. So now what you can do is you can also search groups. So essentially, like if you're an MIT Launch alumni, you can search the MIT Launch alumni group, and then you can basically request access to it. And if they accept you, then you'll basically become a part of that group, and every other person that like becomes added to the group is automatically your friend. So you can build a network without ever touching a thing, just joining a bunch of cool groups. You can also search for people. So again, like one of the best ways that you can gain contacts is by adding people on Netscale. It'll like multiply or add like the number of connections, and so you can just search a name, just like in most social media or like business platforms. Click on them, and then their profile will appear. Again, the names don't match, but you get the idea. It'll show you like which mutual friends you have there and what mutual groups you're in. And then you can sort of look at this drop down, and there's like a bunch of other features here. So you can also like click here and see like what groups are you already involved in, like see the members of them or leave the group. And if you want, you can also like click on our group to see more information. Only if you started the group, of course. Otherwise, all you'd see is who the members are. But if you started the group, you can see like who are the new people that requested access to the group, and can even edit the members that are there to remove someone that maybe like is acting up or no longer wants to be in the group. So it's completely in the control of the guy that started the group. Cool. So let's see, what else can you do? You can also like look at our settings. So in settings, really two pieces of information. One, editing the settings for your account, like name, email, company, and bio, and then save everything. Or you can also remove contacts. So again, if anything comes up and it sort of is like, oh, you know, I don't want anyone to know that I sort of emailed someone at Samsung, like I should let them know that. And the cool thing that the developers that are watching this video should know, and again, I'll emphasize this, once someone like says they want a domain removed, that should be kept in a separate list so that every time it updates and every time it sort of like goes through your email, it doesn't keep adding those contacts. So in order to make sure that you don't have to keep removing everyone every time you log in, there should be a list that like sees which ones are the ones that are removed and then removes them proactively every time you sign in again. It sort of like builds the contact list again. Cool. Yes, that's actually mostly it. So you can sort of see Grow Network is the thing I showed you before. We can send emails to other people. Requests we also talked about with introduction requests. Groups we went through, settings, and then yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoy using the platform. Thanks for your feedback.